So it's been a year since I started my OF and my spicy pages, and I just feel super anxious today, and I wanted to just come on here and share some thoughts on my experience so far. I'm kind of scared to share my actual thoughts, but I just feel the need to say them in case anybody who's following me here has any sort of desire to start this kind of thing. I want to start off by saying that I definitely have a really complicated relationship with this whole thing, and there are things that I appreciate about it and have appreciated about it from the beginning. But if I'm being so honest, there really are so many downsides. I'm trying so hard not to get like super upset while sharing this, but if I'm being honest, my mental health since I've started this has just slowly like been on such a decline. And I would say that it started maybe like honestly probably 7 months ago, where about like maybe 6 months into doing this, about 6 months, I started to get super burnt out. And I think a lot of the people who follow me now on this page are like you've probably come from like much older videos, with the spicy page or OF like sort of being the topic. And while I did have such a strong start and it was so much fun in the beginning, after getting burnt out, I started to just feel really differently about like the types of messages that I was getting, and quite frankly, just feeling like sort of the effort that I was putting in to it still wasn't. I guess I'm trying to say there's no amount of money really that you can give me at this point, and I'm like willing to admit this now. There's no amount of money that you can give me right now to like make me feel like giving myself away in certain aspects, even if they're just a few photos or whatever online. It almost isn't worth it anymore. It's hard to describe this because I realize that when I have spoken about OF, that, it's typically been in a light where it's like, it's fun, it's art, you make money, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm being so honest, that really is like the only upside to doing it. Like just the ability to very quickly make extra cash. But I think again, like just over the course of a few months of like half a year or so, just going really hard at it, I think I didn't let a lot of like the messages get to me, but I was lying to myself, and I definitely think that it's like really worn on me over time. And it's not to say that I don't have like really good guys on there following me and like monetarily supporting me, even like checking in on me at times where I like, earlier this year I definitely disappeared for a few months, even on here. But even with that, like just realizing that even those people are not people that I would call when I'm having a really hard day just makes it feel just so fake. And I'm not sitting here saying that like I ever got on there to make friends. Let's be honest, it's really just to make money from a bunch of horny men. But I guess I'm just trying to say that just know that if you are a person who's ever been interested in doing this, or if you've like ever been curious about it, there really is just like such a like I feel a little bit dead inside. I feel completely desensitized, and I don't know, like not to sound funny, but I really don't feel any type of like desire or like attraction to men in general anymore. And that's also because of my my personal collective experiences that I've had with like dating like the wrong types of men and things like that. But I think with this line of work, men, you will never catch a man being more honest and more authentic and more real, and not necessarily in a good way, than they are, and the way that they present themselves to girls who do stuff that I do. I can't even imagine what it's actually like for real life SWs. Like, I'm sure it's like 50,000 times worse for them. Like, at least to a certain extent, there's like a level of protection for me, just given that I'm like behind a screen, right? Like, I'm never actually gonna like see these guys in person or anything like that. But like, seriously, if I had any type of ability to share like the things that people have said, like the things that people have like the nerve to like DM me with, just like how disgusting they are. And also, I can't even count to you how many times the ones who follow me on Instagram, like when I get curious and nosy sometimes, like I'll go look at their profile and they have like a whole girlfriend or a whole wife. And sometimes, even disgustingly enough, they have kids sometimes. It makes me feel so conflicted with doing this. And a part of me just feels so prideful. Like, I feel like yes, it's been a year, not like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, but I do still feel like I'm still so deep in it. And I think I'm just being prideful, but I just feel like, and I just don't want to quit, because I'm just not a quitter. Like, I always see things like to the very end, and I won't quit until I'm physically stopped. So I don't know what the point of this rant was, or if I'll even post it, but I think I just wanted like just to share my thoughts out loud, because I'm like in this really weird point in my life where I'm just so overwhelmed by so many things, and this being like my one creative outlet to like, or so I thought, to like express myself and like produce this work that like, you know, I'm really proud of. I do take a lot of time to go like rent these spaces and like get like certain types of outfits and like our lingerie really, and like do these shoots and like post them, and like editing is like a whole process. And like there are lots of parts that I enjoy, but I think what ruins it is like when I really sit down to think about like ultimately like what the purpose of all this is. And it's really just to visually please a bunch of men who, again, a lot of them are disgusting. I think I wanted to share all this because I've just been switching up a lot of sort of my direction with my Instagram, and like I don't really post like spicy page related stuff on here anymore. And I don't know if I've been sort of exploring the idea of maybe just having my content be focused on, you know, things that I'm actually interested in, which ultimately is not pleasing men in any way, shape, or form. Like, y'all can keep your money at this point. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyways, if you made it this long, thanks for listening.
Okay, so, wow, she said a whole lot of nothing. If at the end of the day, she's still going to be doing OF. And after a year, as you can see by this video, her mental is already destroyed. And that's 1 year. So imagine another one, and another one. She will be good to no one, not even herself. She needs to stop right now and walk away. She needs to quit. But don't think of it as quitting. Because if something this negative is affecting you like this, then quitting is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a positive. You'll actually get a win if you walk away right now. Because the way you made this video and the way you started getting teary-eyed and watery, and you're already destroyed after 1 year. At this point, you need to quit. You don't need to see this through. You did enough. It's destroying your life. It's destroying you mentally, physically, socially. You're defeated after 1 year. And it's only going to get worse. And you can tell by her thought process, like she doesn't have it. She just doesn't have it. The concept of quitting is only in play when you're quitting something that you're trying to do positively and you give up. If you're doing something negative, or it's having a negative effect on you, then you're not a quitter. You're a winner. I want to say tell her to quit while she's ahead, but she's not ahead because she's already messed up. I mean, it's going to get worse, so maybe you can say quit while you're ahead, but in this case, after a year, her best case scenario is if she jumps off ship now. but it doesn't look like she's gonna do it. So I don't even know why we should even feel for her at this point. She already got the red flags all over the place, and she's still gonna continue. So that's on her. You know, I just felt a sort of way when I watched this, and I was like, you know what? But you knew how it was gonna end. She was gonna still do OF because the money is good, but in the end, is it really worth all the negatives that come with it? She knows the answers to that. She already pretty much put it in the video. So we'll leave it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube, once again, your man, Street Mechanic, back with another video. And now I'm out from this video because, whew, she darn near put me to sleep in this one. But till the next video, y'all, I'm not even gonna drag this out. Later.